Hello everyone, just sitting here trying to get a few things in order that I want to show you guys before we start on this faux leather that I learned how to do from Miss Katrine Hansen. That's how I'm going to say her last name, it's probably wrong. I'm going to show you this other cool technique that we will do later in the week. I knew it was going to stick because the glue wasn't completely dry. So I've got a hole in it, but that's okay. I made this. It's what people call napkin glass. And then there's this one. I like how you can see through them. There's a better piece of that green. And I changed my lighting around, so hopefully it'll be better. This one I did on wax paper. And then that's the balloon I did last night. But yeah, I'll show you guys how to make that later in the week. But today we're going to do fake leather. Let me turn you down to the floor. Woohoo! And I tilted my camera. Alrighty. So here it is. This is my black. This is my brown. It's a lighter brown. This one was supposed to be red, but I accidentally mixed my brown paint in with it. Hello, Happy Ray. How are you? But it flexes and everything. And this is so super, super, super easy to make. I couldn't believe how easy this was. Yeah, I made this one last night. No, I made it the night before. I did that window glass this last night. But yeah, this is napkins, a piece of paper, colored Mod Podge, and then 2 coats of varnish, and I'll show you the varnish I used. She uses house paint, and she uses wood varnish because that's what she had on hand, and it was cheap for her. So let me show you how I did this. If you want it a little stiffer, use just thicker cardstock. All I'm doing is using like ugly paper that I don't like. I had no idea you could even color cardstock, or not cardstock, Mod Podge. And that's what she does. She took some Mod Podge. I'm trying to see what color. That's that brown. I don't want that brown again. She took some Mod Podge that she makes herself, and I do too. I make my own. I don't have a ratio. I just pour until it looks good. You take Mod Podge and you color it with whatever color you want to do it with. And then you want the white parts of your napkins. The white backing that you peel off. And then what you're going to do is, if that's too thick, I'm going to have to add some more. You're going to remember to clean your brush, unlike I did last night. I did not clean my brush. So it's a little stiff. And yeah, I'm messy. I'm so messy. I haven't gone out to my back porch to get the shelves out of my refrigerator yet, so I'm using this tile for right now. It cleans up. When I did the first leather, I'm at 200 already? Wow, I just looked yesterday and I got 140 something. Where did everybody come from? Which is cool. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I have 200 subbies. Holy crap. Wow. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Ray. If you all don't know, Happy Ray, she has an awesome channel that she shares with Emily, Divine Craft Divas. Go check them out. They make some of the most awesome stuff. I've learned a lot from them too. I learned what steampunk was. I've always been interested in steampunk. They just do a bunch of awesome stuff over there. And Emily, she has her own channel. It's Emily Waddell. I think I said that right. Go check her out. She goes live every day at 12 my time. Don't ask me what time that is because I don't know. But they are some awesome ladies. Wow, 200 subbies. That's flipping mind-blowing. Alright, so what we're going to do is just see, I put a coat on there. And if you don't like getting messy, hey, how are you? This is not for you. I'm not girly girl. I just get messy. So then we take this napkin. If my fan was not blowing, and we're going to place that on top. Now, you don't have to really worry about the wrinkles because you're going to want the wrinkles. Not a ton of them, though. You know, you want to get the big air pockets out and stuff. How are you, Emily? Like I said, that's why I said if you're worried about getting messy, then you don't want to do this. But I'm not girly girl, so I don't care. I'm going to push that down. Don't worry about all that excess. You can cut it off later, or I'll show you how I do it. Okay, next layer. You want to do another layer of your Mod Podge and paint mixture. Okay. Yeah, I mix up paint in bottles. And this is brown paint. It is not icing. My husband asked me why I had icing down here. I said, that's not icing, that's paint. I said, I already ate the icing. Oh, cool. It was like a last minute. Is my lighting a lot better than it was? I was playing with it today. I'm also trying to learn to look up more. Like I said, this is just Mod Podge and some paint. You can use the store-bought Mod Podge. She said it really doesn't matter what kind of Mod Podge you use. Mod Podge. You know, that glue and water crap. Add just a little bit of paint to it. However dark you want it. When she made her black, she did black, blue, and a little bit of yellow. It made it a deeper. This is just straight out black. In the Mod Podge. And like I said, I don't measure my Mod Podge. I just pour some glue into a container. Actually, this is my Mod Podge container. It's an old Kool-Aid container. I just dump a whole bunch of glue in there, add some water, stir it up, try it out. If it's too thick, I add more water. If it's too runny, I add more glue. That's my formula, which is no formula at all. I think she dried her layers between each thing of paint she did. This glue paint mixture. I don't bother doing that. And if you miss spots, it's okay because you're going to layer up your napkins. And like I said, if you want it a little bit stiffer, use stiffer weight cardstock. She also was making journals, and she did it straight onto her cardboard box. I'm just making leather sheets for right now because I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with them. I was thinking they'd make some cool embellishments, or I don't know, something. She even takes them and she makes little pocketbooks out of them. Messy. I'm messy. That's just how I am. That's what? That's 2 layers. I'm going to do 3 layers, and then I'll dry it. I'm also saving everything that I cut off, the trimmings, because what I'm planning on doing is doing another one, but just doing it with the napkin trimmings that I have left. Shoot. Might have to make them black. I don't know. Yeah, I just fell in love with this technique when I saw it. And I was like, wow. So I sat the other night and I was watching a bunch of videos on YouTube, and I peeled all my napkins that I have, which was just a couple of packs of, so I could have all the backings, so that I could sit and I could just make leather. Now you can do the same thing with just the napkins themselves. You just use the clear, just use plain Mod Podge. She's done some beautiful ones with just regular napkins, and it's still the same thing. It comes out leathery. Too early in the morning, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. Definitely check her out, Miss Catherine. She has got some just awesome videos. She does one where she does it on fabric as well, which that one I want to try. I just have to get some fabric out. Miss Emily, are you still in here? I have something I want to show you. Let me clean my hands first. I don't want to touch it. Okay. I made one of those or tried to make one of the door hangers, and I've never made one before. I made it kind of huge because that's all I have in hoops. And I don't know if it's laying right because, like I said, I've never made one. So, let me move this since it's wet. Go sit over there for a second. Oh, and that. Let me turn it up a little bit. Are they supposed to hang like this? Because like I said, I've never made one. Or do they need to be fluffier? The top part. Too long? Okay. So I need to trim them. That's what I was thinking. Okay. I'll give it a haircut. That was what I was thinking, is that they were too long. Now, oops, sorry, gonna make y'all seasick for a minute. Now, why aren't you in frame? Why are you being difficult? Oops. As far down as you go now? Oh no, I was moving the wrong part again. Okay, I will give him a haircut later. And it doesn't matter if your napkins have a little bit of a design on them. Like some of these are the green ones from that, what I'm calling napkin glass. Because I think that's what Catherine called it. I didn't see her do it. I saw not Emily. I was just talking to Emily. I saw Mary Forrester do that. So we'll do that later this week. Oh, okay. I was like, mine looks really shaggy. This is my third layer of napkins with the Mod Podge. Why are you a rockin'? Okay, I must have moved it. No, I thought it looked weird. I wanted it to look like yours where it was floofy instead of like a homeless dog. I didn't know if it was because I used strips that were like floppy and maybe not stiff. But yeah, after I give it a haircut, it'll look a lot better. Speaking of animals, I was taking my son to work yesterday. My son had told me a couple of weeks ago, hey, Mom, there's kittens in the backyard. Yeah, right, whatever. My cats are all indoor cats. They're not outdoor cats. I was taking my son to work yesterday. We get out of the driveway. I get a little bit past my driveway, not much, like 2 houses down. And I see something leap from the back of my truck. Oh, yeah. I've got some of those that I was making doll furniture out of. So I still have some of the fat squares from Walmart. I didn't think about that. They're a little bit stiffer. I see this thing just leap from the back of my truck. So I slam on my brakes and I scare my kid half to death. And he's like, "What's wrong?" And I said, "A kitten just leaped from the back of the truck. Get out and make sure that we don't have any more, kittens in the truck, because I don't want to be going down the highway and these kittens start jumping for their lives." So he got out and checked the truck. There was no kittens. So I told my husband when he got home to make sure he starts checking his vehicle before he goes to leave in the mornings. But it looks like we have like 6 or 7 kittens back there. We just don't know where they're living. So I've made the boys, where it's so hot, fill up our old dog watering trough so that they have water. It's really low. It's about that far off the ground. Okay, so this side is done. What I'm gonna do is get my handy dandy little heat thingy. And we'll close. It'll be fine right there. So yeah, I've got kittens running around out back. So we're gonna dry this real quick. I just want to dry it to the touch. It doesn't have to be completely dry because we're gonna let it cure. And a couple of the kittens are what I call rabbit kittens. They don't have normal legs. Their bodies are, kitten size, but then their legs look like rabbit legs. I mean, that's the only way to describe it. But they're the cutest things. It looks like they're all gray and all black kittens. I think one of my neighbors is going to take them for us. We gave away the last batch that we found back there. Monkskins, aw. They're just so cute. I've seen them on, I've seen pictures of them, but never seen them. Oh my gosh, they are just so adorable. There's like this one black one. I mean, he is as black as this, and he's fluffy, and he has those little rabbit legs. He's so cute. That's the one I want to catch. My husband told me no. Of course, Sassy would probably definitely disown me if I brought another cat in here. She doesn't like Dora. I could just see her with a kitten. But I'm just drawing off the front. And then I'm going to flip it over and you do the same thing to the back. Hello, Brandy. How are you? Oh no, wait, before we flip it over to the back, I have to put the varnish on it. Like I said, she uses, when she makes her Mod Podge, she sometimes uses wood glue and water, which I never even thought about that. Or she uses the school glue and water, like I've done. The varnish she uses is for doing like wood tops, because that's what she can get over there cheap. She lives in Denmark. I was going to get some wood varnish, but the cheapest I could find it around me, I know I only looked online, but the smallest can that I could find to go to the store and buy was $20. That's with tax. And yeah, I couldn't talk my husband into that, but I've got some of this Waverly inspirational varnish. It's a matte. It's for indoor, outdoor, and it doesn't yellow. And hey, stamping girl. Oh, cool. I will check that out. Yeah, and I'm using a different brush for my varnish, but that's the kind of varnish I'm using. She said you basically want a water-based varnish. Any kind of varnish, I guess, will really do. I mean, because she was using wood varnish and all that. Good Lord. Now I rinse this out. You just want to put a nice coat on there. And you're going to do 2 coats of varnish on each side. I'll show you guys the ones I have done, because I don't want to make y'all watch me do the other side too. I'll do it off the camera. Maybe. I don't know. I'm weird. I may do it again so those that just came in just get to see it. And yeah, you can see it. And you see how the varnish is picking up all the crinkles? The crinkles? My thing keeps moving off my tile. My husband was laughing at me the other night when I did my first black one. Because like I said, I'm messy. I just get right in there and touch it. And I've hit my mouse. Now these you want to dry every coat. The varnish, the 2 layers of varnish. But anyway, when I was doing this the other night, I had the black all over my hands, and it was hot down here, and I went to wipe my face, not thinking, and I had the black all over my face. My husband went to ask me something, and he just broke out laughing because I had black streaks all over my face. This is what the black looks like done. Let's back it up. And you can see I can sit here and wad this up and then fold it right back out. These make great journal covers. She's made quite a few journals. There's my black. That's my light brown. There's the other side. And then that was supposed to be more red. But I was doing it at night without my light on, and I mixed the brown in with the red. So it's just a deeper brown. That's chocolate. That's chocolate. Let's dry this off. Oops. Hi, I'm all tongue-tied this morning, but hello. How are you? Marina. Had to say it to myself. I'm making some of Miss Kathrine's faux leather. Marina, yeah. I'm tongue-tied this morning. I've not been sleeping good. So I feel like I'm running on 2 hours of sleep. So I figured, why not get on here and do this? Just wondering why that was taking so long. Yeah, I'll show you. I've got some really hideous paper that I just absolutely don't like. And I've got way too many painting papers. I just took it's 12 by 12 ugly scrapbook paper. It's the lightweight stuff. They don't say what it is. But anyway, it's really old. And I didn't particularly like that color. It was all given to me, so I don't feel like I'm wasting it. And then I've done 3 layers of the napkins. I know she did some of hers on cardboard. I know I put a lot on that one corner, so I think it was, yeah, because she did a lot of she just went ahead and covered a bunch of journals. But I know she also did hers on paper. But I didn't want to have to get out my paper trimmer and cut any cardboard or anything like that, even though I've got a ton of it. that I need to start making journals with. But when I saw she made that cute little like clutch type thing, I thought, oh, I'm going to be making a blue jean purse soon. So this faux leather looking stuff would be cute for little pockets to go in it. The little organizers. Just stuck my hand in the glue, the varnish. Hi, Sherry. How are you? Oh, if anybody is interested, I did start a Facebook group. It's under the same name as my YouTube channel. It's Yvonne Grubb. I just went blank on my YouTube channel name. Oh my lord. Yvonne Grubb, World of Crafting. That's also my Facebook group. I think I have a link. Hold on. Nope. Nope. I thought I hit the link this morning. I didn't. If you want to join that, you're more than happy to. Right now, it's just me and one other person. I had started it and then got sick and haven't been able to add people. Or I'm not one to just ask people to join, but if you'd like to, you're more than welcome to. I will check after the show. I check it daily now. That's how I'm letting people see my artwork and stuff. I've got to get back on it. Did I miss Teresa coming in? No, I already said hi to her. Okay. I have to keep looking at my heat tool because I'm down to 2 elements on it. But it's okay because I have one in backup. But this is the one I bought myself. It's my baby. And it really doesn't, my varnish doesn't take that long to dry. I don't know if it's because it's so hot in here or if it's that because of the type of varnish I have. I'm just using Waverly. It's a crafting varnish. It says it's for indoor-outdoor use. Sorry. I need a drink. And as you all know, when you're drawing stuff, make sure you move the heat tool back and forth so you don't catch your project on fire. Not going to say how I learned that. Okay, so that is dry to the touch. That didn't sound good. I think that came through my speaker. Now we're going to flip it over. It is so much fun. You will get hooked as soon as you start. I don't trim all the way to the paper. But all this I'm saving. I've got a pile of it over there. That's why you just saw me kind of toss it. So you can tell it's still wet in spots because I only dry it to the touch. And then I'm going to hang it up. And there goes my chat. You know what? I forgot to put it on my chat too. Duh, that's what they told me to do. Aww. I miss them days of little dudes. My littlest dude graduates high school this year. I think that's why I've been having so many anxiety attacks. It's because my baby graduates. The only thing I will say is, the type of paint I used was just your average acrylic craft paint. Some of it's the apple barrel or whatever it's called, and yeah, I think it's all apple barrel. I just get mine from Walmart. Yeah, this year he's a senior. We went and did his senior pictures on the July 9th. And I told him, I said, I'm not going in with you. I'm dropping you off. Call me when it's done. Because I knew if I went in there and I watched him do the pictures that I would just cry. So, yeah. And this is the child that we're not even sure would make it through high school. But we threatened all our kids that they had to graduate high school because I'm a high school dropout and my husband is a high school dropout. But I did go back and I got my GED in 1996, I believe it was, or 97. So I've got that. I have thought about going back. Wow. I have thought about actually getting my high school diploma because I heard you can go back and trade in your GED for a high school diploma by finishing your high school credits. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't make sure that it's completely smooth because I like the wrinkled look. I just make sure that the air bubbles are out. And like I said, if you don't want to get messy like me, You can use like a napkin or something to press it down with. Okay, I wish I hadn't got that big of a wrinkle in there, but that's okay. It'll lay down. It'll be fine. Let's see. We're starting over at 41. Your oldest is 23. Wow. My oldest will be 26 this year. Is that right? Did I just turn 46? Good God, how old am I? I believe I just turned 46. So my oldest will be 26 this year. Yeah, I just turned 46. Shoot. My middle son just turned 22. And then my youngest will be 18 in September. My oldest is from a previous relationship, and it's so funny when my husband is talking to people and he goes, yeah, I have a 26-year-old son and I have a 22-year-old son and I have an 18-year-old son. People look at him and go, there's no way you have a 26-year-old son. He goes, yes, I do. I'm 5 years older than my husband, so yeah, it's kind of funny when he says he has a 26-year-old son. We actually wanted more kids, just couldn't happen. We wanted to try for a girl, but it was not in the cards for us. What, the second napkin? No, this is the first one. I lose count. See, now my oldest, my 26-year-old, he was a twin. But I guess something happened during the pregnancy, near the end of the pregnancy, and yeah, it didn't make it, but I was so excited too because I wanted twins. It would have been twin boys. And twins run in my husband's family, my now husband, and we were so hoping for twins. Well, see, actually, I didn't want kids. Since I was little, the doctors all told my parents that I would never have children because where I was so sick when I was a child, all the medications that I had to be on when I was a kid, they said had left me to where I would never have kids. And so when I had my first one, I was like, you know, this isn't supposed to be happening. And then after my first son was born, I'd married young. I had gotten very ill, and the doctors had come in and told me and my first husband, you know, I'm sorry, I hope you're not planning on having children because she'll never have kids. And thank the Lord, I never did have kids with him. But, yeah, when I met my second husband, the kids just came out. But with the last one, there was a health scare, and they told me that I should no longer have kids because the next time it would either be me or the baby, or it could be both of us. So we chose to fix me so that didn't happen. I think I'm going to have to make some more black. I do not know if I'm going to have enough to do another layer. Now, I'm only doing 3 layers. I can't remember if Catherine does 3. I think on some of them she's actually done 4. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to make some more black. I was asking my son the day I took him to go get his graduation pictures. I said, "So, are you going to prom?" And he goes, "Who wants to go to prom?" He says, "Prom is for girls." And I'm like, "That's my boy." My oldest went to prom, but that's because he had a girlfriend. I don't think my middle son went either. No, he didn't go to prom. There goes my chat again. Fiddles. Come on. Come on, YouTubey. Bring my chat back. Come on, bring my chat back. Hello. There it is. I think the hardest one for me was my first one, where I had seen if I hadn't have seen the twin, it probably wouldn't have been as hard. But yeah, that one was kind of hard. I actually didn't tell my son for a longest time that he had a twin. What the doctor said was that the twin was absorbed by my son. So I guess he was the stronger of the two, is what they told me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make some more black. And at the time, I was just 19 years old when I was pregnant. I had him right after I turned 20. But yeah, so hearing that you're gonna have twins and you go out and you get all this stuff, and yeah. Good Lord. Why is there a pop-up? There shouldn't be a pop-up. Hi, Brenda. How are you? Well, I can't say nothing. I was a mean-spirited child. My mom and I didn't get along. We got into a fight one night, and she told me to get out of her house. And so I called a friend and I packed all my stuff and I left and left Tennessee, went to Indiana with my boyfriend and another friend and didn't tell them diddly or squat. And my dad was heartbroken and devastated. But my mom and I did not get along. I wasn't even the one that told them I was pregnant with their first grandchild. The people I was living with actually got a hold of my parents, which took me a long time to forgive them. But it all worked out in the end. My mom and I made up years later, so. Like I said, I don't make sure all the air bubbles are out. I just make sure that the big old air bubbles are out. Ew, yuck. I am dying for a Pepsi. I'm going to get my dad, or my brother. Good Lord. My hubby to bring me a Pepsi home tonight. I might actually have enough black paint. Yay! Don't fold over. I sat here and I cranked out a bunch of these the other night, just watching videos. It's just so much fun. It's really cheap. It's a way to use your scrap napkins. Scrap napkin backs. If you use clear Mod Podge, you can do this with just your pretty napkins. What she does is she'll layer up 2 white ones with the clear Mod Podge in between, and then she'll do the pretty napkin on top. Still gives you that leathery feeling. You still get the little cracks and stuff in it. I just wanted to do black this morning. Kind of hoping Sue would be in here. She could tell me if my lighting was better than she was in my last live stream. I moved my lighting around. I played with it before I got online. Now that I know how to figure out where my webcam is on my computer. Wow, I had just enough. Just enough. Just enough. Just enough. Oh wait, was that 2 layers or 3? 1. And I always forget how many layers I do. Was that 2 or 3? I'm not sure what I'm going to make yet. I do know that I actually am thinking about trying to make some bracelets out of the tan. I will test a small one first to see how it goes. How do I mix up the black paint? I don't mix it with the varnish. This is with Mod Podge. First. Hi, Crafty Kitty. I'm making the faux leather that Miss Catherine had made. She made some journal covers out of it. I was thinking of trying to make some bracelets. And there's a little, like, clutch type thing she made that I thought was really cute that I was going to try to make. Yeah, that's what when I was doing when I was doing this one, it was actually supposed to be red, but when you're mixing paint at night and you're trying not to wake up your husband by turning on the light, I grabbed brown and put it in with my red, so it turned into a chocolate instead of that. I was going for that burgundy red, you know, like leathers that they have on the Bibles and stuff, because I thought that was cool. But I thought these would be really cool as bracelets. And yeah, a 12 by 12 sheet will go around my wrist. So, but I thought we'd play with that. Yeah, you're one of my Smurfs. I don't have too many Smurfs. Yeah, I was thinking about doing some cut ones and trying to do the braids too. I have so many ideas going through my head when I saw her do that. Where it's glue, you can just peel it. Oh, looks like I've been fingerprinted. Look, I've had my mugshot taken today. Yeah, I'm so icky sticky. But yeah, I was thinking about different jewelry. I like making earrings too. And my cousin, when I went to see her, had a really cool bracelet. I want to try to make something like that. Did I get it all? I'm just trying to make sure I got all the paper. Yeah, I was thinking about tassels too. See all the ideas we can come up with this? Little bitty pieces I'm not keeping. Okay, so I'm done with the black. He can go in there. I used almost all that black. And it really doesn't take a lot of paint. This is an old dip container, which the light is going to be horrible. Like I said, I made my brown paint in my... I even used this bottle to make my red paint in that turned out brown. When your napkins are wet, I should have done it before I put that in there. It's a lot easier to just tear them off. Like I said, I'm keeping all these ends because I'm just going to use them to make another one. Because you don't have to use whole napkins. You can use your napkin scraps. She also did I'm not good with journals because, okay, I've made a bunch of journals. I don't have the funds to send them to people. So they're just sitting here. And none of my family really gives a flip about them. But I thought this would be cool for making like bracelets and stuff like that. Like the black would be killer with some. I've got eyelets and stuff, and I'll show how I make some of my bracelets. But I can make these manly. I can make the brown ones manly too. Yeah, that's still wet. Beautiful. Yeah. I have to think out of the box for Christmas presents and stuff, so. I'm trying to get, some stuff together to have a yard sale so that I can get some money up so I can send out some Happy Meal so I can get rid of some of this stuff. Like I said, I just dry it to the touch. Then I put the varnish on it. And then I'll hang it up on my artsy clothesline over there so that my husband walks into it face first. Somehow I got a bead in it. Why are you not drying? Are you dry? It's just shiny. And like I said, if you use a oh my gosh, I had a whole bunch of painty papers hung up one afternoon. I just got on this kick. I had watched, I think it was Emily playing on her jelly plate. And so I got my jelly plate out. And I went to town on making some painty papers. Had them all over the floor, all over our bed, hung up on my clothesline, my artsy clothesline. My husband comes in, walks face first into one of the paintings that had just hung up. I couldn't stop laughing. And he's like, I see you've been crafting today. At least he has a good sense of humor about it. I think it's dry enough for the varnish. Hold on, I've got to wipe my hands. I think my baby wipes in that box are dried up. Didn't know that could happen. There was one time he went to bed because he had to get up early the next morning, and it doesn't take stuff. Okay, put a little bit of water. I didn't know if you were supposed to put water or what in them. There was one night he had went to bed, and I had done a whole bunch of painty papers, and it's hot in here, so it doesn't really take my paints long to dry. And He had to get up to go to the bathroom, walked face first into the one I had just hung up. I cracked up. He was not too amused. He told me I wasn't allowed to do painted papers at night when he's in bed. So I was like, okay. I forgot I have to shake this up. I'll shake it up again. And he told me the other night he didn't know which was worse, me moving the furniture around all the time when we first got married, or him walking into wet paint. I said the furniture moving around gave me a laugh. Of course, so does him walking into my wet paints. I do two coats of varnish, and this varnish is just for, shouldn't have cleaned the lid out. It's by Waverly. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, when my husband and I first got married, he worked in a restaurant, and my ex got him fired because he was upset that, he was my ex. And so he went on, the only job he could get at the time was his friend got him a job as a road dog. If you don't know what a road dog is, it's the guy who rides with the truckers that move furniture and stuff, and they're the ones that load and unload the trucks. So they're called road dogs. And so I was home by myself, didn't have anything else to do. I didn't drive at the time, so I didn't have a car. So he'd leave, and I would rearrange all the furniture in the house. And there was one night he come home, and I had just done the bedroom, and I'm sound asleep. He wasn't supposed to be home till the next day, and I hear this giant thud and cussing, and I am just rolling in the floor laughing because he went to get in bed where he thought the bed used to be. And so when he went to sit down on the edge of the bed, he hit the floor because there was no bed. So, yeah. It was awesome. So awesome. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was awesome. He did that for, I think our son was almost a year old when he gave up doing that, which I was so glad. I didn't like being home by myself. I wonder if there is a candle on. Um, I think musk smells like leather. Never thought of that. That would be cool. I haven't done the fabric one yet because I know she did this with the fabric too. I was actually thinking if I did do it with the fabric, I want to do it with the jean material. I've got some pieces of jeans that are cut up, and if I like it and it makes it look like leather, I may actually coat the pair of jeans that I want to turn into a purse in this. That was coat one. We can cover them up later. It is not going to show up on camera because of the light. Oh, there we go. It's called Faberfix. No, that's not a bad price for a leather jacket. Your journal covers with, if you don't have a sewing machine, it bonds fabric, lace, leather, trim, and more. And it's washable. That's why I have this. I have a sewing machine. I just refuse to use it for paper products. And then there's some things that I make that are small that I don't want to hand stitch, so I use that stuff. Yeah, I have a leather jacket that I bought at the thrift store years ago. It was actually a Cato's leather trench coat, and it didn't fit me anymore. And I just sat here and cut it up the other day, and I got some nice big pieces out of it. I'm actually hoping, even though they advertised, even though the inside said that it was leather, I don't think it was true leather. I think it's pleather. But it's still pretty. So even the pleather can be fun. I watched one lady on YouTube. I wish I could remember her name. Or what the show was. Maybe it was, no, it was on Netflix, not YouTube. I'm getting my channels mixed up. It was called Flog It and Fix It. Sassy. Don't even. This stuff is wet. Don't even. Stay right there, baby girl. Okay, done with that. At this thrift store my dad and I were at the other day, they had a wedding dress. It was $10. I wanted this wedding dress so bad because of the details on it. But It had beautiful, beautiful appliques on it and beads that I thought that I could take apart. And then when I picked it up, I couldn't get past the smell of the dress. So the dress is still there. I told my dad I was not putting the dress in my car or my truck. And I didn't know how I could clean it, and I didn't want to take it to the dry cleaner and say, "Hey, can you clean this for me?" and then look at me like I'm a weirdo or something. But I started looking at stuff different. I've even started looking at curtains for making journals and stuff, and or for sewing or what have you. Not that I'm making any more journals right this minute. Okay, it's dry to the touch. Like I said, this will have to sit overnight, but I can still wad it all up. And then, I love how it sounds like leather. Now I got a nice wrinkly piece of leather. Or leather. Fake leather. Like I said, mine's a little looser than hers because I just used cardstock. I hate it when that happens. Or you find a really great deal on a wedding dress and then it smells like, I won't even tell you guys what it smelled like, but it was not going in my vehicle. So that is my leather, and it folds over nicely. All these are dried and been trimmed. I don't have any problems folding them. Now see, once they're dry, they get a little bit stiffer. Yeah, ever since I've lost my job, I've had to think of new ways to use what I have. Basically to stretch a dollar. When I first started crafting, it was like I was working so I could go out and I could buy the expensive glues. This wasn't expensive, but the expensive stuff, and didn't have to worry about it, because money was no problem because I had a job and I could pay for it. Without a job, I had to look on YouTube to see, how do you make Mod Podge? How do you make gesso if you don't have gesso? How How can I make what I have here work? Um, yeah, and my dad loves to go to the thrift store every month. So most times I'm not buying, but I see tons of stuff and I'm like, ooh, if I had that, I can do that. Well, when I lost my job, my son took over my bills for me. He helped pay off my truck, and then we got into a financial bond because our water lines broke. So I had to cash out my 401k and use it to get our water lines fixed. And so, but my son has picked up the slack for us. Um, my husband, when he gets a little extra money, he'll buy me extra. Yeah, I had a whole bunch of extra money set back for Happy Mail, and I sent out. I said, oh God, I blew it all on two things to send out as Happy Mail because I didn't realize that how expensive it was to send stuff overseas. Yeah, I had put back uh $200 that I thought would last me for quite a while to send out Happy Mail, and I sent out a few locals, and then the two packages that I sent overseas, I I was just shocked. I could not believe how much it cost. I think I was able to do a couple more packages after that, and I'm like, I have no money to do Happy Mail, and so that's why I don't do swaps or anything like that. This is what I saw Miss Mary Foster do. That's where you can see through the napkin. I'll show you the original so you can see the difference. See, that's the green one. That's why I love our crafting community. Everybody's like, "Oh, I've got this idea. I can show you how to do it cheaper and how to do it." I don't like saying cheap, but more frugal. Yeah, Mary Forrester. Is that how you say it? And then here it is. You can see through it. I love it. Yeah. This one I tried doing on wax paper, but I couldn't pull it off. I don't know if I did it to the wrong side of the paper or not, but it's really cool anyway. The light can shine through it. I wish I had a light to shine through it, but I had to put the light behind there. So that is actually that. And then here it is. These are going to look so cool on something. I don't know what. Cards, I guess. I'll have to make some cards. Here's a green one. Boy, that's not showing up. But this is what the green one is supposed to look like. Okay, come on, focus. 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 There we go. And then there's the green in a bigger sheet. Now, the way I did these, where'd it go? I had it sitting here. Aha. Wasn't going to do this till tomorrow, but it's okay. That's okay. We can do it now. I did find out, don't stick these together. These are hard to get apart when they're stuck together. So we're going to put you over there. I've already got this green one cut. So with this, oh, and I have to look for, that's a lot. I am looking for a blender, which I told my dad, at the thrift store. Once I get, because I'm not using my Ninja for crafting. Sorry, I like my margaritas. But once I get my blender, I'm going to show you guys something really cool that we used to do as kids. I saw somebody else do it too, and that's what brought it back to me. And I think I made that too watery. Flip it. Let's see. I think it'll be alright. Alright, this is just plastic from a project folder. I was using them to make stencils out of with my Cricut, but this is more fun. I'm just putting a big old slathering of just regular old Mod Podge down. Nope, I'm going to make glitter. Yeah, you have to have a blender. Oh, crud. I did that last time. I pat too much on these. I have to stop patting. I'll show you what I tried using last night, and it didn't work. I'm thinking you have to have the blender because the blades are in the bottom of it. Because I tried it with my mini Cuisinart thingy. Or I'll show you what it was. I tried it with my mini chopper and it wouldn't work. And I'm almost positive it's because the blades go this. Well, hold on, I'll show you. I can't multitask like this. Okay. Well, crap. Okay, do this a little bit smoother than I did so that you don't rip your napkin. And it's always the green one. I always rip the green one. But, yeah, that's all it is to it. Yeah, slap some Mod Podge down. You slap your napkin down. Put more Mod Podge on top. Let it dry. A coffee grinder. If I can find a coffee grinder, that would be sweet. Because I know you can do it in a coffee grinder. This is what I was trying to use last night. Put you to the side. I was trying to use this. This blade will not work for making glitter at all. So you need the blades that kind of look like the claws that come up, or a coffee grinder or something like that. Then what you do is you go to the store and you get you table scatter. This is multicolored, so this would be multicolored glitter. So you see how it's in the big chunks? You can get this at the Dollar Tree for $1. And this is just one bag. And this is a Downy them poppable bottles. Poppable bottles. But you throw this in your blender and then you blend it until you get the frog lips. The consistency of the glitter you want. You can grind it as fine as you want. Oh, thanks, Stampin' Up! Chick. Good Lord. Now I've got it all over me. The other thing you can do is, Unstoppables. Is the cellophane that you wrap around gifts. They've got the different colors. Like the iridescent colors. You can use that also to make your iridescent glitters and stuff. And the Dollar Tree has that so cheap. Oh yeah, I do the molds. I think I have a video on the mold using paper. I just use water. I don't even use the glue. Hi Sue, I didn't see you pop in. I've got one video where I'm showing a mold and I just use water. I don't worry about the glue. Now I did learn, and Emily tried telling me, but I'm stubborn. You do have to use glue if you're using I forgot what it was called. Tissue paper. But if you're using like napkins or toilet paper or paper towels, you can just use water. You don't have to use the glue. Yeah, I learned how to do that. Yeah, cellophane gift bags. Thank you, Sue. That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah, but that's how you can make some glitter. Like I said, as soon as I can get me a blender, I will show you guys how I do that. I got this all dirty. I got me all dirty. Oh my gosh. I bought this glitter kit for making, it was at Dollar Tree. You make these little pictures with their glitter. And the first package I opened, I don't know what I was thinking. I pulled it instead of cutting the top off of it. And yeah, it looked like Tinkerbell threw up on me. It was all over me, all over my cat. Sassy was not amused with the glitter. Yeah, I'm not making paper. I'm just going to make glitter. Right now I have enough paper. Once I run out, then I'll start making paper. Has anyone on here ever boiled paper with uh, flowers and stuff to dye it? I guess that's what it's called. Because I have a question about that. Let me pull you guys up. Look, now you can see me. No, you can't see me. Okay. Whoa, hello. Okay, now you can. Okay, I was watching a lady and she boiled her paper. She put a brick and everything on it. I was wondering, my mom used to have this little bitty crock pot that you put potpourri in. And, you know, you boil the potpourri all day and you just keep adding water. Well, that stuff will dye anything if the liquid gets on it. Could you not use the potpourri in the pot instead of like flowers and stuff? Okay, I think the next time I get to go to Dollar Tree, I think I'm going to get some of their potpourri and try it. I've got an old crock pot, and I've been wanting to try to dye some of the paper I have, some of the book pages. Because I remember my mom, she used to keep this stupid mini crock pot and boil potpourri all the time. And it wouldn't have been so bad, but she bought some of the smelliest stuff. And I remember our cat knocking it over, and the liquid just dyed everything. So I was told today that I hit 200 subbies. I cannot believe I have 200 people watching some of my stuff. It's mind-boggling. 200. I'm going to have to think of something to do. I may have to have a giveaway or something. I think I can talk my husband into letting me give something away. If I'm giving something away, he'll be more than hopefully willing to pay for the postage. As long as it's in the U.S., I might be able to do that. I have to talk to him tonight, and then I will let you girls know. But yeah, 200 people have subbed to me. I just, mine went. Oh, here is my little book. Let me push you guys back down. I saw Miss Elizabeth Brewer do this. That's how I found Catherine, where it folds up. So I made one. This is one that doesn't have a cover, but there's my binding. So it will go out, or it'll go up like that as it grows. I just have to make a cover for it. I've not decided what cover I'm making for it yet. Oh my God. Sorry. Like I said, wasn't sleeping too well. Sorry, I need a drink. On my boho beads that I was working on that day that my cat decided that she wanted to be in the show and make my life a living Hades, I've decided I don't like the straws. Nope, not using straws. I'm sure you're supposed to fill the straws with something. I don't know. I just stuck the wire through it, put the bead on top. Didn't like it. Like I said, I'm sure. I think one of the ladies said you're probably supposed to fill it with glue. I don't want to waste glue, so I will stick to my bamboo skewers. Which these are all the ones I still have to put the wire on. And like I said, the wire that I'm using is from Dollar Tree and the automotive section of it. But these are some of the ones that I still have to finish. They still need a little blingy blingy on them or something. Some of them were just repeats. But these are the ones I still have to do. These are the ones I've got finished. This one has book pages on it, and you can't see it. Focus. That's not my focus. Of course not. That one's all shiny. That one's a lace one with gold. That's not going to focus. If I take that away, if I add two. This one's pink and black with silver. This one's a white lace with blue trim and gold. This one's red and silver. That one has some iridescent ribbon around it. like that one. Oh, my light is so bright. Then I've got those two, which are not going to show up on camera. What if I set it on that? Okay, you can kind of see. This one's pink with just a little bit of white. That one's that blue lace, or it's white lace with blue, a little bit of blue and gold. And then that one I just did a twisty. These I still have to finish. These I still have to finish. And then these are my two jumbos. Why did my beads moved? I'm gonna have to glue my beads to the thing. There's one of my big ones. And then there is another one. That one did fine. The other one didn't. I don't really like this one. Yeah, so I work on those when I get bored. And I'm not making faux leather. That I need for my leather. Okay, well, I think that's about all I had to show you guys today. I'll show you my napkins that I sit and I peeled all the backs off of. I know it looks like a lot. It really isn't. This is on my napkin backs of my long ones. And that one. And then these are all the square backs. With big squares and then my, what I call my small squares. So these are just the napkin backs. All these. And I did not kill this napkin, Sue. My husband did. He wanted to try peeling a napkin, so that's what happened. I told him that the napkin police was going to get him. But these are the sides off the balloon napkins that I'm going to use. Oh, I nicely cut everything. I don't rip, but my husband does. He was trying to help me take the back off. So I've got some balloon napkins. So all these, the backs have been nicely peeled off of. And then I've got these. These were the ones my husband got me for Valentine's Day. Because I was complaining I didn't have anything for my napkin journal that I had started when Emily made one. So these are the two he got me for Valentine's Day. And then I got this Mickey Mouse one. And Of course, everybody has the butterfly. I've got those. I've got the green ones you guys saw. I have one purple left. I don't know what happened to all the other purple ones. I really don't. That may have been sent to me in Happy Mail. I know this butterfly was sent to me in Happy Mail. And this one was sent to me in Happy Mail. And this one, I'm refusing to use this. Oh, this one is just so beautiful. Look at this. Yes, you heard purple. I've only got one purple one. But that's just too pretty. Too pretty. Yeah, this is the only purple napkin I have left. And actually, it's not even a whole napkin. I think it's just a strip. Yeah, it's just a strip. That's all I've got left of that one. I know that one was sent to me in Happy Mail. And this one. This one. And then I got the seashells. They have purple in them, Sue. I know. I have looked for that butterfly one and I can't find it anywhere. I don't know I don't remember who sent it to me or anything. I wish I did. And then of course I have that butterfly set that everybody has. And then I've got the black and white paisley. I just have one USA. And then that one. And then these stripes. So yeah, I sat here the other night and peeled. It was actually during Catherine's live stream because I wanted to try her faux leather so badly that I had to sit and peel all the backs off my napkins. Excuse me. But I still don't have enough napkins to finish my napkin journal because I refuse to. I'm trying not to put duplicates in it. I still have to add Mickey Mouse and the hearts, but everything else is in there. Print off napkins. I've started trying to print off napkins since I can't find it here. I have to have my husband show me how to use my scanner. I didn't even think about that. I'm going to scan that one. Yeah, I'll scan that butterfly one. When I figure out how to use my scanner, I'll scan this one in and I'll let you all know when I do, and anyone who wants a copy of this one, I will send you an email with that picture in it. I'm trying to catch up on chat. Now the crate, I just lost where I'm looking. Crepe paper we get, it only comes in strips that wide. So what do you tape a couple of strips together to the paper, Marina, or can you find it in wider? It was a roll. Did you say? Oh, wonder where I can find that at. That would be cool. I'd love to play around with that. Now all my napkins fit in this drawer, and I can put the drawer back in the thing. I just have to find some place to put all my napkin bags. So I'll probably have them used up soon. I wish now that before I got into all the crafting and stuff, I wish I had gotten, it was just before I lost my job. I was at a yard sale, and this lady had all kinds of stuff for crafting. I know she had crepe paper. I know she had different paints and glues, and I'm like, I don't have time for that. I was looking for clothes at the time. I wish I'd have bought it now. Let me pull you guys up since I'm really not crafty so we can chit chat and you can see me. Whoops, it's scary. I know. I know. My camera's like, no. Hold on. Don't mean to make you sick. Oh, come on. Work with me here. Are we there? Yep. There we go. Hold on. I don't want to put in timeout. Okay, try typing something else now, Brenda. There you go. Now you can show whatever it was you were trying to show. Baby fuzzy tongues. Yeah, she was trying to post something and it wouldn't let her. When you tried posting something, it wouldn't let it. It said let it show, and so I clicked yes, but it didn't let it show, so I made you a wrench. Yeah, sorry, my eyes are starting to water. I hate it when I see something and I'm like, I want that, but I'm gonna wait. And then you go back, like you with the no, I think it was Brenda with the jacket. You go back and it's not there. It's okay. I thought you were trying to share something. You're just a wrench. It's not like I have a ton of wrenches. Sorry. Oh, my chat just blinked out. Come on, YouTube. There we go. Well, thank you. Well, thank you for that, Marina. I have to stop and think your name before I can say it. It's so weird. So last night, my son and I was trying. He was trying to help me find the lid to my little chopper I was showing you guys, and I found 3 Christmas tins. I know, it's like the boat, and my mind just goes. um. And I was like, why do I have Christmas tins up in my cabinet? So I pulled them down, and I'm thinking about throwing some stuff in them for Christmas for goodie boxes, just to get them out and about. I don't remember why I have them. I think I did a cookie swap years ago. Yeah, that's what they're from. I did a cookie swap. Yeah, that way no one gets what you want. That's a good idea. My dad and I will do that. We'll put stuff in the cart and we'll go, I think I want this. I'm not sure, but I'm putting it in the cart just in case. Well, see, I thought about doing that with the embellishments too, but I've got all these plastic containers that I got from Dollar Tree and stuff. I usually do it just before I get to the cash register because I never liked it when people did that to me when I worked. Because, you know, you'd have a line full of people and there'd always be that one person who has 15 million items, and then they'd go, but I don't want this. Well, I don't know. I may want this. And I always felt bad for the person behind them. I have no idea what I'm going to do with these straws now. I think I'm going to look into melting them, see if I can make something out of them. We had a thrift store in our little town here that just closed down. And it was so funny because everything was 50% off. The thing about it is no one in town even knew it was a thrift store. They had no sign up. They were never open that you could tell because they had no open sign. There was no sign saying they were a thrift store. The day they went out of business, nobody knew they were going out of business because the way the store was set up, it always looked like somebody was working on a project. And they were complaining because nobody stopped in at their store or anything, and everybody was like, you didn't have a sign. How are we to know you were a thrift store? But my brother had went and got some really good deals. Sorry. And then my favorite thrift store in town closed down. That's the one my dad and I went to at least once a month. Well, if I'd have had money yesterday, I see my daddy crochets. So he's always looking for the yarn and stuff. And so I'll help him look for yarn. They had this, I don't know what the name of the yarn is, but it's fuzzy. It's like this real fuzzy yarn. My dad hates to crochet with it because he says it's a pain, but I like it for crafting. And they had like 15 spools. Is that what you call it? No, gains. It's yarn's called gains. They had 15 things of it, and they were just $1 each. And I didn't think that was too bad. They were about that big around. It didn't look like the eyelash trim that everybody shows. It's I have a small ball of it. Hold on. So I don't know what it's called, but this is all I have left. It's like, I don't know, it's fuzzy. Yeah, and they had a whole bunch of it. It's just real fuzzy, and it's different. This is different shades of purple. So it goes from light to dark again. And they had all kinds of colors. My dad gave me this because it was gifted to him, because he crochets blankets for the elderly. I'm the only one in the family who can't crochet or knit. But he doesn't like that stuff. Hi, Catherine. How are you? Let me show you my leather. Let me turn it down again. This is my brown